Hello. In this lecture, we are going to know the rest of the objects that Siemens S7 has. We already discussed the OB, organization block, the FB, the function block, excuse me, and FC, the function. Now we are going to know more about the data block. So if we right click on the blocks, and then we go insert new object, and then we select a data block, it will automatically give it a name, which is let's say DB5, and then it asks you what type of data block you're going to create. Is it shared? Is it instance? Is DB of type? So let's start with the one which we briefly discussed last time, which is instant data block. So once you click instant data block, it will enable another option to select from FB1 or FB2. FB1, which we discussed in last lecture, is a function block. So it's gonna create, in that instant, it will create tags linked to the function block FB2. So let's select that one and say this FB2 is the analog alarms, which is being used for the alarms of the analog signal. So let's say this FB2 is going to be for flow transmitter FT123. And the comment for this, you can say test flow transmitter, okay, and create in language DB, and then say okay. Now it's already created. So if you go here, if you double click on DB5, you will see it is uneditable, which means we cannot add or remove or edit any of the tags inside this one. We can just only monitor. Why? Because it is already generated from the function block. It has some inputs, some outputs. If we go to FB2, if we just minimize that way, and then we minimize that one as well, we can see here, oh, sorry, let's open this one again. We can see here this is the inputs, which are inputs. One input PV, input low limit, input, this is the input low limit, input high limit, input high limits, and then has the outputs, which are low alarm, low alarm, high alarm, high alarm. So whatever is being created on the FB, automatically created on the DB. If you change anything, so the master one is the FB. If you create, like, we can say edit the tag here, the tag is only editable on the FB linked to that DB. So DB, this one is being called from FB2. So if I created low alarm 1, okay, and then say yes, okay, and then close DB, that DB, and open it again, it will say it's different. It's different because okay, so we need to so here, just close that one here. It says there is a timestamp conflict between the interface block and the parameters. So it just generate like generic names, input was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and output 5, 6, 7, 8. However, if I create another DB, which is called from that FB instance, FB2, and say, let's say test 1, okay, It's already been used. Test 1 is already used. Okay, let's say test 1.1. Okay, so if we open test 1.1, in that case we'll have low alarm 1 instead of low alarm. But the old ones, it's already can't be edited because they have been already created before editing the DB. So just be careful when you define the input and outputs for the FB, because if you're going to edit them any time after, it will affect every and each DB. So this is the first type of the data block. The data block usually are the storage area that's being used for the function block. So you create the function block, and then the first type of the DB, which is instance function block, instance data block, which here, like it says here, this instance data block for FB2, instance data block for FB2, instance data block for FB2, and so on. So these are all instances from FB2. So the FB2 is the master one, which these guys created from. This is the first type. Thank you.